some issues, some matters, some areas should be handled in this way by nonpartisan experts, that Congress is saying that expertise matters with respect to aspects of the economy and transportation and the various independent agencies that we have. So having a president come in and fire all the scientists and the doctors and the economists and the PhDs and replacing them with loyalists and people who don't know anything is actually not in the best interest of the citizens of the United States. These issues should not be in presidential control. So can you speak to me about the danger of allowing in these various areas the president to actually control the Transportation Board and potentially the Federal Reserve and all these other independent agencies? In these particular areas, we would like to have independence. We don't want the president controlling. I guess what I don't understand from your overarching argument is why that determination of Congress, which makes perfect sense given its duty to protect the people of the United States, why that is subjugated to a concern about the president not being able to control everything. I mean, I appreciate there's a conflict between the two, but one would think under our constitutional design, given the history of the monarchy and the concerns that the framers had about a president controlling everything, that in the clash between those two, Congress's view that we should be able to have independence with respect to certain issues should take precedence.
What in God's name is that woman talking about? Welcome to the J.J. Carrell Show. Yesterday, we talked about birthright citizenship and the absolute lie. Now we have to sit and listen to this intellectual simpleton, Ketanji Brown. Number one, okay, you can name your child whatever you want, but I think when you name your child Ketanji, I don't think that person should hold a professional title. That's just me. I think she should be on Broadway like she did and dance around and do stupid stuff. That's fine. But you're not going to wear a black robe and make decisions that have direct impact on my life. She's an idiot. She's sitting there having an argument about, well, not about law, just about my feelings. Well, I feel like the president should not have that authority. Well, sweetheart, it does. It's in Article 2. Well, I really don't think that the president should be able to fire all these PhD people. Let's say that is true. Let's say that all of these PhD people and all these experts they're experts. So when Donald Trump's take over, you had the expert, Dr. Fauci, who poisoned us all, killed us with vaccines, destroyed our lives. Oh, okay, we'll leave him in. Rachel Levine is an obese transgender man that wears a dress. She's fat. And he's in charge of our health. Okay, we'll keep that person in too. We're stuck with Powell. Powell, the European Union, I think, has already done 15 rate changes. He's done one, I believe. So let's keep Powell in there. The Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, who is only known for marrying another man and somehow having children. I don't know how they had children, but they just have children now. I mean, so we keep all those people. I mean, God, I could keep. So we keep Mayorkas, Secretary of DHS. This is all about the. I want to get her name right. This is he fired an FTC commissioner named Slaughter. And the argument, Ketanji Brown, who we all know. Let's stop just for a second and can we all get on this plane of this surface, if you will, of reality? Can we all jump on into reality and just have an honest, open discussion, even just for 30 seconds? That woman should never be anywhere near a bench wearing a black robe. She is only there for two reasons. She is black and she is a woman. Period. You can't argue that with me. You know you can't. You'll call me vile names. I'm a white, blah, 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 and I'm a xenophobe, whatever, and I'm about the patriarchy, whatever. I really don't care. She got there because she's black and a woman. That's it. Sotomayor got there because she is Hispanic and a woman. That's it. I'll go one step further. Amy Barrett Comer Jr., whatever, she's there because she's a woman. That's it. And now we have to listen to these people tell me their feelings. I mean, she sounds like she's on the debate team in sophomore year of high school. It sounds like a little girl. She has a little girl brain. And she's telling about your feelings that President Trump the president shouldn't be allowed to fire people at will. Well, then why do we have an executive branch, sweetheart? Have you even read this thing called the Constitution? Have you ever even read it? Were you tested in it or tested on it? Did you go to school? Or just because you're black, you just got pushed through DEI Academy, whatever the hell that looks like. The president is the executive. That's like hiring. Google has a new CEO, and Google stock has been really kind of teetering. It's been going down. They've lost about 50% of their stock. And you hire the CEO, and you say, listen, your job's contingent on you rectifying this stock price and get us back up to the Google that was dominating. And you go, all right, here we go. You take out your hatchet. You're just about to start to fire and trim the fat. And they come up to you, the board does, and they go, hey, you know what? We forgot to tell you, you don't have any authority to remove people or hire people. How fast does that CEO go, I'm out? If he can't hire and fire people, then he's just a figurehead. He's like, excuse me, he's like king, the inbred king in England right now. He puts on a stupid throne. They dance around. He's just there to talk about climate change. Nobody gives a crap about him. Is that what we want? Well, if that's what we want, then we need to go and change the Constitution. But you see, Ketanji Brown, Miss Ketanji Brown, that's not what the Constitution says. Then you can have your feelings hurt, and you could be all upset, and you could want things to be a certain way. You may want rainbow unicorns to fly out of your ass. It's not going to happen, sweetheart. And this is the problem. We brought in people that are intellectually unqualified. Just like we've gone into police forces and brought in women that are physically unqualified. We have Secret Service agents that they have no height requirement. How can you be a bodyguard and have no height requirement? Because we have DEI, we're very inclusive. Yeah, but inclusivity is going to get you killed. Well, that's okay, because we're going to have more moral high ground. Yeah, but the guy you're guarding, the president, is going to get his head shot off. Yeah, well, that's just the way it needs to go. Just like I have to have a woman of color. We have 3 women of color on that bench. I don't know what Kagan is. I have no. Is she a man? Is she a woman? I don't even know what Miss Kagan is. Miss Sotomayor, we know what she is. Ketanji Brown, we know what she is. Then we have another woman, white woman. I honestly don't know what she believes. None. Don't have any idea. I don't know if that's good or bad. I have no idea. None. Let's listen to Neil Gorsuch, and he's going to be talking to, I'm going to have to tell you this name. If you just give me 1 second. Look at those judges. I mean, I'm kind of looking around my camera, and I'm just like, dear God, those 9 people control our lives. Those 9 people somehow have more power than the executive branch. Founding fathers never, ever, ever wanted that. That group of people have more power than all of our senators and congressmen. Never, never did our founding fathers want this. Never. They never created our government to be this way. They knew those people could be corrupted more and more easily than a president and in the body of Congress. But let's listen to what Neil Gorsuch says as he's speaking. I'm going to tell you what this guy's name is. This is the attorney for the fired Commissioner Slaughter. His name is Amit Agrawal. Amit Agrawal. Can we have some Americans? Do you think that we could just have some Americans? Can we? Could we just try? No, we can't, because we had an Immigration Nationality Act come in 1965 that destroyed our nation, destroyed it. Go ahead and play it. Let's listen to Neil talk to Amit and just be basically ask him in layman's terms, what in the hell are you talking about? Listen to this, and please stop it at 3:10, please.
Just for a brief minute, I hope, your scintilla of conclusive and preclusive power theory. You agree, I assume, the president is vested with all the executive power.
Yes.
You agree that he has a duty to faithfully execute all the laws,
Yes.
civil and criminal.
We agree that the Constitution imposes on the president a duty to faithfully execute the laws.
All
Absolutely.
the laws.
Well,
Is there some laws he doesn't have to? That'd be news to our friends across the street.
the take care clause is a duty, and it is also a power, but the text of the clause does not provide that the president must have at-will presidential.
I didn't ask that. This is, does he have a duty to faithfully execute all the laws?
We know from,
Yes or no?
I would say no in the sense.
No.
In the sense
God.
that, there's two different questions, and I want to make sure that I'm answering the question.
The question is, does the president have a duty to faithfully execute all the laws? The answer is no. Why?
So he can't break the law for sure, for sure. Does he have to be?
Can you
vested
pause
with
it right here just for a
statutory
second?
authority?
I mean, we still got, it's a long video, like if I let it play all the way out, but I cut it at 3:10, but I just have to stop it. Are you hearing this? This man is an attorney arguing a case in front of the Supreme Court, and this moron is giggling like he's Ketanji Brown's high school little friend, and they're having a sleepover. And the Supreme Court justice asked him, does the president have a moral and a legal obligation to fulfill all the laws, enforce all the laws? No, not really. When you hear me on this podcast talk to you about we are ruled, we have people that are making decisions about our lives that are completely some of the dumbest people in our society. Look, don't start with me about, well, he's a lawyer. Okay. He can read, he can study, he can memorize, he can regurgitate onto a bubble graft when he's taking the bar and fill in the little circles perfectly. Does that make him smart? Where did it make someone highly intelligent to be able to read something, memorize it, and put it back on paper with no true, well, I need you to speak it out loud. We need to discuss this. No, just fill in a bubble. Get your 1,000 note cards and practice and regurgitate after a year of studying the same damn thing over and over and over again. Look at him. Do you want Amit Agrawal having anything to do with your life? That guy right there on the screen, that beta male, that little pencil neck, you want that little giggling high school girl to have any impact on your life? Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? This man is standing before the Supreme Court and arguing a case where he's saying the president doesn't have any moral or authority to enforce the law. Honestly, we're listening to Ketanji Brown giggle like a schoolgirl. She's intellectually unqualified to be in that position. I'm listening to Amit Agrawal, whatever the hell. He's probably got 17 different names that just go on forever. alphabet soup and consonants. You have no idea what the hell his name is. That idiot is giggling like they're gathered around watching the Barbie movie at 13-year-old and laughing. This guy, if you haven't had it, America, if you don't, after a long day of work, come home and you listen to this and you're not disgusted, I don't know what to tell you. I honestly don't know what to tell you. Go ahead, Nick, go ahead and play the last part of this idiot speaking for 3 minutes.
To actually directly enforce, or to
I'm
exercise.
not asking whether he has to bring the indictment. I'm asking whether he has a duty to faithfully execute the laws.
I think the president does not, under both history and tradition, have to.
Nick.
Provision and regulation of law, the president could absolutely fire a commissioner of the FTC under the plain language of the statute.
So the answer is no, I guess. But you say that he has to have direct supervision and removal authority for someone who has conclusive and exclusive authority to bring criminal prosecutions, right?
That is our understanding of this court's decision in Trump v. United States.
That's your understanding?
Yes.
But not civil?
That's right. And to go back to your earlier...
And then just to be clear, so that means if the government wants to bring a misdemeanor, that person has to be reportable to the president. But if the government wants to bring ruinous fines and penalties and injunctions, that person doesn't.
I don't know the scope of this court's holding in Trump v. United States.
I'm asking you for your theory, because it's a very interesting theory. You're building off of 2 words from Trump versus United States and putting a gloss on it that I'm not familiar with. I'd understood the executive power, and he has conclusive and preclusive authority of that. But this line, I don't know where it comes from.
You're
and I'm wondering, I'll be honest, I'll put my cards on the table. Maybe it's a recognition that Humphrey's executor was poorly reasoned, and that there is no such thing in our constitutional order as a 4th branch of government that's quasi-judicial and quasi-legislative. Maybe you're trying to backfill it with a better new theory that itself recognizes that we've got a problem.
Gorsuch is absolutely right. The left, what he's describing is this deep state, a 4th branch of the government that just does what they want. That's what he's describing. I don't know if he believes that, but that's what he's describing. The President of the United States has the ability to hire and fire everyone in under the executive branch. And that's a lot of people. If you want to make change, then you clear house. If you've taken over the Cleveland Browns next year football team, are you keeping, hey, JJ, you're the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. All right, great. Yeah, but you have to keep all the coaches and all the players. Excuse me? Yeah. We were 3-13 or 3-14 last year, and we expect to go to Super Bowl. Okay, hold on. That team is not a Super Bowl team. Those coaches are not Super Bowl coaches. Those players are not Super Bowl level. They're not all pro. I need new players. I need new coaches. No, you can't. Sorry. You see the absurdity of what we're talking about? We're listening to Amit Aragwal tell us that the president, he doesn't really have any authority. It's hard sometimes. I will tell my audience this. My kryptonite is having to endure stupidity. I did that throughout my career. I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy in the world, but I'm not an idiot. And I remember working for people that I'm looking at and I'm thinking, there is no way in the world of reality that you even have a gun and a badge. More or less leading men in a supervisory position or managerial position? No. Absolutely not. No. And then have to be subjected to people that have no intellect, have no charisma, no ability to lead men, and then to be put in positions of failure because they're morons. I had some great supervisors and managers and leaders, great guys. I thrived under them. but I had equally as bad. And you have to endure stupidity. I left the United States Border Patrol. I moved as far away from the southern border as I could. I went to South Dakota and I worked in a school district. And that's when it felt as if somebody popped 6 or 7 of those smelling salts right and jammed it in my nostrils. And my eyes got big as saucers, and my ears opened up, and my brain was firing on all syntax. Everything was firing. And I got to see stupidity, corruption, incompetence on a massive, massive scale. And I tell people, you want to see an absolute crap show, and you want to see a system absolutely created to fail, and it will always fail, then you look at our public schools. There is no way that they're going to succeed. That's not my feeling. That's my experience. Not just my experience, but my God, just look around. Schools are not thriving. They're failing. And had to endure stupid people, utterly incompetent people. How the hell did you become the principal of a high school? You are a morally bankrupt piece of trash, an intellectually scumbag. And yet there you are. It's the same thing. You're looking at this attorney. Would you hire Mr. Amit? Would you feel good about going into a courtroom and seeing Ketanji Brown as your judge? Honestly, these are very honest questions. Would you feel good about seeing Ketanji Brown sitting there in her DEI glory, and then you got some kind of criminal charge that's going to put you in jail, and you got Amit giggling like a schoolgirl next to you, and then he goes up there and he's arguing for your freedom, and the idiot's giggling like a schoolgirl. But that defendant's not you. That defendant's America. America. America's at the whim of the dumbest people in our society. How in the hell did this happen? I can tell you in this very quick way that needs a much longer discussion. But we went from a merit-based society to a full-on system based on feelings, empathy, diversity, inclusion. And this is what you get. You get the most incompetent. You get the most intellectually moronic. People that have no skill to articulate their feelings, their beliefs, their ideas. You get what's running America. Are you telling me honestly, you're going to tell me the last presidential election, your best decision, your best person you could put up as your face of your party is Kamala Harris? Honestly. We all know that she got her start in politics by being on her knees and performing very, very nasty sexual things to an old grandpa. She was 27. The mayor of San Francisco, Willie Brown, was in his 60s. There's nothing more appealing to a 20-something-year-old woman, than a saggy-assed old man. I'm telling you, those women cannot get enough of those old men with the wrinkly, sagging skin. They can't. They can't. It's like they can't control themselves sexually. They got to have them. She's incompetent. She's grossly incompetent. And then she picks someone that is, all joking aside, just being, and I'm serious. I'm serious about Kamala Harris, and I'm equally serious about Tim Walz. That man is actually, something's wrong with him. Like, there's no way he's normal. He's lied about his National Guard or whatever he did. He went on trips to China all the time with young boys. That's weird on its own. He's a weird guy. He's almost like retarded. Though, again, this proves my point. That is the best in our society. That's what's rising up. And then you realize, wait a minute. There's no way that these people can rise up because they're intellectually, they're inferior. Well, how do they rise up? Because the powers behind the government, the people that pull the levers, that's who is running our government. So they have to have the dumbest people. They have to have the most hollowed out people. They have to have the people that will just dance on a string for power, money, and prestige and fame. And they use them. They use them like an empty suit. They're just a bag of skin. And that's what's going on in America. It's sad. We are not merit-based. That's why the political elite can bring up the Ketanji Browns and the Amits of the world. Because those people are intellectually, morally, and spiritually compromised. They can trick them into do things that they would never do or never think is normal, and now they're trapped because they're compromised. It's unbelievable sometimes when you realize the world that we're living in. It feels like a matrix sometimes, doesn't it? And don't you, if you are you're a rational person, do you not feel like this overwhelming sense of it's almost oppressive, the stupidity. It makes you mad. Like not mad like I'm angry, just like mad like I'm going crazy. And then if you're really honest, you have to ask yourself, am I the crazy one? Am I the anomaly here? Everyone else is normal and I'm the oddball? And I do have those moments, and I have people that I call that are really straight shooters, people that I respect. And I just ask them, am I going crazy? Am I off base here? Like, am I in my own head? In my own algorithm? No, buddy, I wish you were. I wish you were crazy, but you're not. This world is so screwed up. Think about the Supreme Court. It's supposed to be probably the smartest lawyers, the smartest people of the law, the smartest people of the Constitution, people that are extremely well read, people that not only know the law, but they know the intent of the law, reading the Federalist Papers, reading all the arguments of the people that passed the laws. So you have a understanding, not of just what the words, so you make that determination of the meaning of the law, that you know the people that wrote it. Why did they write it that way? What was their intent? We don't do that. We have DEI glory, Ketanji Brown, sitting there telling us about her feelings. There's never a place that needs to be more void of any type of feelings, and that's on the bench. That person needs to be blind almost and just listen to the arguments and apply the law to that case. That's it. Not your feelings, sweetheart. Not your idea that you want to go dance and do a Broadway play again. Not your feelings, insecurities that you are dumb. But that's what we get. Because we have DEI. We had people that picked a Supreme Court justice, one of the 9 highest positions in our government, simply because she was a woman and because she was black. That's it. Not my words, Biden's. Just like he chose a person of color and a woman as a VP because he said he was going to. What if I came up and said, yep, I just won president. All of my Supreme Court justice are all going to be white men. All of them. VP, everyone in my cabinet, it's going to be nothing but honkies and men. Why is that racist? And I'm going to pick black women or women of color, and that's not racist. Are you going to have this argument with me that there weren't men, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, that were not a better selection and choice than DEI Katanja? You're going to really have that argument with me? Of course you're not, because you're going to argue about your feelings and your beliefs and the patriarchy and the oppression. Well, I want some more of that oppression. I want some more patriarchy. I want some more white supremacists. Yeah, I do, because our country was off the chart successful with our white European founders, and we should never ever apologize for that. Why? If this country was founded by black settlers coming in from Nigeria, then we would celebrate black Nigerians. We would say, damn, those guys, if they came over here and created America, I'd be the first one to say, yeah, that's our founding fathers. Thank God those men came over and did what they had to do. What kind of courage it took to come to a land like this and fight the natives off and create world-renowned cities. What an incredible accomplishment. No, it wasn't black Nigerians. It was white European settlers. So I'm going to use the same verbiage that I use for Nigerians for the white Europeans. Thank God for those white Europeans. Thank God that they had the courage to come over here and settle America. And they had the courage over time to eradicate the savage Indians off of their land and build our nations. Unbelievable. And I'm talking about a lot of things that are going to get me dinged in the social media world. Community guidelines violations. God. I'm looking at what I have to talk about next. I got to talk about Israel. Dear Lord, they're going to nuke me. I talk about DEI and the stupidity of the denial of how we were settled and how we were built by white people, as if that's a bad thing. I don't care if it's good, bad, or indifferent. It's the truth. Why do I have to apologize for the truth? And then I'm going to talk about Israel. Oh, Lord, I can already see my inbox. Nick, I can already see my inbox popping up with all kinds of evangelical pastors and quote Christians just going nuts about how could you talk about Israel that way. JG, we should continue to give them $30 billion every single day, not every year, every single day, $30 billion. And you should take your son and throw him in the military now. Heck, don't even put him in the Marines or anything. Just throw him in the IDF. Well, actually, it'd be safer in the IDF because he'll never go to war. Just the American kids go to war for Israel. Oh, I can't believe I said that out loud. How dare I? God. Best way for you to support me is to go to my website, jjcarrell.com, or my Substack, jjcarrell.substack.com. I really, honestly, I want to say I appreciate everyone just going there and spreading the word, but a very big special appreciation to hundreds of you now. I'm closing in into 1,000 plus that have gone and paid a subscription base. I really appreciate it. It's not about the money. It's about, if you're an entrepreneur and you create something, like I create books and documentaries, and I create podcasts, and I create articles. So I'm creating something out of, quote, thin air. The book didn't exist. Now it's a physical being. And I appreciate people going, yep, I'll pay for that. So I take great pride, even when I see you don't see it on my end. On my back end, I'll get a notification that so-and-so has become a paid subscriber on Substack. So-and-so has become a paid subscriber on my website for the bank. And I get great pride in that, incredible pride. Like, okay, somebody sees value in what I'm doing. So I just want to say thank you to my audience that is become a paid subscriber. I really, really appreciate that. And equally, I appreciate people going to my YouTube or Rumble channel, leaving me messages, encouragement, telling me what they like, what they don't like. I love it. I love it. So I appreciate that. And when we're talking about YouTube or Rumble, I would love you to hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell. Why is that important? Because I want to make it impossible for YouTube to continue to censor me or not allow or shadow ban me. Maybe it might be the shadow banning and censors, same thing. But I would love you to just go to YouTube, Rumble, click on the notification, click become a subscriber. It's free. And you can do one more, as other people have called me and not called me, excuse me, send me texts, DM, emails. Well, heck, some people call me. It's few, but I usually get DMs on X or emails through my website asking me, hey, I've already purchased almost everything that you've written and done, and I love it. I watch them. I've read the book, etc. And I want to support you another way. How can I support you monetarily? And I tell them, it took me a while, right? Just started kind of getting it going because I got this pressed upon me, and I was like, I don't want you to go to PayPal. I have PayPal, but they censor me, like literally censor me. Won't let me allow you use their service. So I figured, okay, I'll create a Give, Send, Go. So if you can go to givesendgo.com/JJ, givesendgo.com/JJ. It helps me directly. And I will say this about Give, Send, Go, which I love. If you don't want to send any money, that's fine. They have a prayer button. And I would rather have your prayers anyway. That's the truth. Prayers are invaluable. They're priceless. So if you go to Give, Send, Go and do a prayer, I would love it. Not like it, I would love it. And the last thing is go to the companies that support my show and support me, support Nick. And that is sat123.com/JJ, sat123.com/JJ. Be prepared. I preach this and I'm not going to stop because I believe it. I believe in the products that sat123.com provides because I use them. It's not something that I go, well, this is great. You should really try it, blah, blah, blah. No, I use it. I send my son to school every day. He has a ballistic backpack. I know it's insane. My son goes to a parochial Catholic school. It's safe. But ask the kids in Minneapolis that got shot through the church windows as they were praying how they thought their parents thought they were safe. My son, my world, my Joseph, goes to school with a ballistic backpack. No one has any idea. It looks like a perfect backpack, normal backpack. It costs less than the box stores. And I'm going to tell you what we're in December. So we're now at over a year and a half of wear and tear of a 13 and 14-year-old. It looks brand new. I cannot look at the end of my son's school years all the way back to kindergarten. And my son is not a trash as stuff kind of guy. He's particular, right? He likes things in a place. But at the end of the school year, I'd be hanging on for like his book pack. I would look at it and go, oh my gosh, it's literally hanging on by a thread. It's about to just disintegrate. Not this product and not any of the products, not their sat phones, not anything. Go to sat123.com/JJ. Just go to the website and look. Just look and see what you need to be prepared. This show's going by fast, Nick. I'm already at 40 minutes. Always, whenever you see me look up to the left, I'm just checking my time. And we're flying by. Let's stick on this Supreme Court case they're trying to strip executive authority, executive powers from Trump. It's not just the courts. Where is the Congress solidifying, codifying Trump's executive orders? Where's the filibuster? Why has it not been defeated? Why is there no voting This is the biggest question of all. Why is no voting legislation come down? Paper ballots, one day voting. Why? Because the Republicans are part of it. You know, the greatest threat to our republic is not the Democrats. They're scumbags. We know that, right? The greatest threat to our republic is John Thune and Speaker Johnson. Can you tell me anything those gutless cowards have done? Just one. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm waiting. One thing. Go ahead. Please. Come on. Quick. Tell me one thing. Tell me one thing Pam Bondi's done. Go ahead. Cash Patel, Dan Bongino. I want you to watch this video. And you can't come up with it. You may come up with some side one-offs and maybe a little this and a little that, but it's not even low-hanging fruit, man. You got treasonous bastards on trees everywhere. Just jump up and pluck them. Throw their ass in jail. Do something. Anything. Get in the ball game. Grassley's about 297 years old. He's just a little younger than Moses. They're saying that they can trace his lineage back almost 350 years and alive, him being alive 350, but they feel confident that he's been alive for at least 287 years. You think he should retire once you hit 90? Think you retire hit 80? No. Let's hold on to power all the way until death. Man, I hope I'm not like that. Man, I hope I am not like that. Trump is frustrated. He should be. But I lay a lot of this frustration and blame on Trump. You have executive authority, executive power. You need, sir, you just need to make change. You need to take those executive powers and executive authority you have and those guardrails and ram those guardrails every single day, pushing them farther and farther and farther. That's what we voted for, sir. But listen to him talk about Grassley, he's just a politician. He's just an old, decrepit politician.
As U.S. Attorney for the District of New Jersey after the courts disqualified her. Do you have any comment on that?
Well, she's not disqualified. You've got a blue slip thing that's horrible. It's a horrible thing. It makes it impossible to appoint a judge or a U.S. attorney, and it's a shame. And the Republicans should be ashamed of themselves that they allow this to go on, because I can't appoint a U.S. attorney that's not a Democrat, because they put a block on it. So if you appoint in Virginia, or in New Jersey, or in California, a U.S. attorney or a judge. I mean, a judge situation is ridiculous. The only people that you can get by are Democrats, because they will put a hold on it. If I put up George Washington and Abraham Lincoln to be U.S. attorney in New Jersey, or to be U.S. attorney in Virginia, we have Democrat senators, they will not approve them. And this is a gentleman's agreement that's lasted for too long, and it doesn't make it, especially in light of what's going on today. It means you can't appoint a Republican U.S. attorney, and we don't play the same game with them, but they do. And I hope that somebody speaks to Senator Grassley about doing something about the blue slip, because I'm telling you, John, I put up great people, top people, highest education, the best lawyers to be like U.S. attorney, and both senators. It only takes one, but if they're Democrat senators, they say we're not going to approve it. I had a couple of them say, "Why don't you appoint Democrats?" All because Senator Grassley, with his blue slip stuff, will not let anybody go by. By the way, the Democrats have violated the blue slip provision on numerous occasions, but we don't do it. And what it means is, I guess I just have to keep appointing people for 3 months and then just appoint another one. And it's a very sad situation. We're losing a lot of great people. We have about 7 U.S. attorneys who are not going to be able to keep their jobs much longer because of the blue slip. Because unless, I think I know why they did that, to protect their ass. Okay, that's why they did that. But it should be done away with. I want to be able to appoint great The most highly educated, the most respected people, they can't keep their jobs because of the blue slips. Terrible.
It is terrible. Where is John Thune? Where is Grassley? Better yet, where's your best friend, Donald Trump? Your best friend in the Senate, Lindsey, don't ask, don't tell Graham. Your favorite person. Where is he? Why is the filibuster not thrown away? Why is the blue slip? What the hell is a blue slip? It's a gentleman's agreement. Why do we have gentleman's agreement dealing with people that are vile, evil, and they hate America? Why are we having these conversations? The filibuster needs to be destroyed and ignored, and we need to start getting stuff done. And then President Trump must begin to exert his executive authority. He has executive powers. Start exerting it, but he won't. And I'm going to show you why he won't. Can you go to number 4 and just, can you pull this up? It's the X-Pokes. I'm going to read it from my phone because it's easier for me to read. This is what Donald Trump posted yesterday, I believe it was. Talking to Pam Bondi, I have reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially same old story as last time, all talk, no action, nothing is being done. What about Comey, Adam Shifty Schiff, Letitia? They are all guilty as hell, but nothing is being done. We almost put a Democrat-supported U.S. attorney in Virginia with a really bad Republican past, a woke rhino who was never going to do his job. That's why the 2 of the worst Dem senators pushed him so hard. He even lied to the media and he said, quit. And that is that we had no case. No, I fired him. And that is a great case. And many layers. And legal pundits said so. Lindsey is a very good lawyer, likes you a lot. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation, blah, 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 blah. And he ends with justice must be served now with exclamation marks. But my question to you, Mr. President, is you're the boss. I know you're the boss because it's evident amongst everyone, even your peer. You don't even have peers, to be quite honest with you, sir. Even all the world leaders know you're the man. You're the man. Why, if you don't believe Pam Bondi's doing the job, you would think you would fire her. Let's go down to your level, sir. You have a Trump Tower going up in, say, I don't know, Des Moines, Iowa. And you've told your general contractor, the guy that's in charge of your project manager, you've told him 3 times, I want the outside to look like this, I want the outside to look like this, and I want the outside to look like this, and they keep building it a different way. Mr. President, how quickly do you fire him? You don't get to 3 tries. You've removed multiple people in law enforcement hierarchy because they're not doing the job. What is holding you back from pulling the trigger on Pam Bondi? If I was president, I would have wanted thousands of arrests being done right now. Not tens or hundreds, thousands. I want all the traitors rounded up. And I do not want them self-surrendering. I want their doors kicked in at 6 o'clock in the morning. I want them coming out with their fuzzy slippers and their stupid robes and their hair bedhead and sleep in their eye and drool. And I want them perp walked. But you won't do it, sir. Why? And it's not a question that I'm just asking. People like myself who are big supporters that backed you for years now. What is it going on? 2015, 10 years? Dear Lord. Backed you. When people mocked us, we supported you all the way through, even to this day. And now people are asking in our group, in our circle that have backed you for over a decade, they're all asking and whispering to each other, what in the hell is going on? That should make you very concerned, Mr. President. If just average Joes were talking about me and whispering about me, I wouldn't give 2 craps. But my inner circle, the people that support me, the people that love me, the people that have gone to bat when people were calling those people crazy and they were shielding me and protecting me, if those people started talking, they would have my attention. Another way for you to support me, again, is to support the products and the companies that support my show. And that is Carnivalt. I'm looking at my package right now. Carnivalt. Chris Heaven eats this. You're not supposed to. I always tell Chris, you're not supposed to eat this. He goes, well, I'm supposed to eat it. It's food. It's uncooked meat. No, but it's for being prepared. It's good for 20 years, 25 years, excuse me. And they have been able, Carnivalt, this right here on my hand is top sirloin beef. I'm just going to read it. Premium cut fed beef. No hormones, no antibiotics, no artificial flavors or preservatives, just pure beef. Uncooked top sirloin beef. Raw, uncooked. I have chicken and I have pork. This is a great product. Just like I use SAT 123, I've eaten this. I've eaten the chicken, I've eaten the pork, and I've eaten the beef because I need to try the product. I guess that's Chris Heaven of Survival Dispatch. That's his excuse. Well, I got to keep trying it, right? I got to keep trying different recipes. No, bro. You just put it in your closet. It's for like end times or bad stuff happens or natural disasters that you're able to cook this up real quick and you have protein. Everything about this product, even to the packaging, is made in America. Think about that. I want you to go to carnivalt.com, promo code JJ10, get 10% off. Carnivalt.com, promo code JJ, get 10% off. Nick, I don't know, do you have the commercial queued up and ready? I love the commercial because it shows you their product and it shows you recipes. Holy smokes. Great product. I have it. I use it. I try not to use it anymore because I'm stockpiling it, but I've eaten it and it's amazing. Carnivalt.com. Watch this commercial. There we go.
Make great meals anytime with Carnivalt.
Awesome. Go to carnivalt.com. Use my promo code JJ10 for 10% off. I'm looking at my clock. I don't have a lot of time, but I have to talk about this. And Nick, I'm going to go ahead and jump, if you don't mind. I'm going to jump to number 8. I'm going to set it up. This is somebody I do not trust. I haven't trusted him basically all the way back to when he was governor of Arkansas. And then he has his own talk show. This guy's a stone cold, open borders. Illegals are good, and we need to be more compassionate. And this is him talking years ago. Mike Huckabee. Never liked him. Never trust him. Now he is the ambassador, U.S. ambassador to Israel. And what did he do? He did an ambassador summit 2025. And what is that? If you haven't been paying attention, well, see. Mike Huckabee is a renowned evangelical Christian, or they call themselves now like a Christian Zionist. It's oxymoronic. And they brought in 1,000 evangelical preachers, pastors, paid trip, of course, by Israel through the funds of the United States taxpayer to the tune of $30 billion, so they can siphon off a little bit, get some free airfare, hotels, go kiss the wall. Do whatever you got to do to show that you will be a subservient Gentile. But listen to what Huckabee talks about his favorite, most important nation, Israel.
But I say to you that those who are saying things that are negative about Israel that are not true, they have the free speech right to say them, but you have the free speech responsibility to push back, stand up, speak up, and say, not in this country. America will not stand silent. We need the pulpits of America to be on fire with truth, not propaganda. Nobody is asking you to go back to America and tell some story made up about Israel. Nobody's asking you to go and present some version of history that doesn't exist. Simply being asked to go back and tell the truth. And tell it from the scriptures. Because you could tell it from the front pages of the New York Times, and it would not be the truth. But if you tell it from the holy word of the holy God, you will be telling the truth, and the Scripture may very visibly say that this is the land that God gave to the Jewish people. And he said, he will bless those who bless Israel, but he will curse those who curse Israel.
No, that's not what Genesis says, Mr. Evangelical Christian. Evangelical Christians, look, I talk about the Catholic Church and the abomination. Like, I don't even respect or acknowledge the Pope. The last two popes, I have no acknowledgement. I don't follow them. I don't listen to them. I just don't. Hell, I don't even listen to the bishops. I don't. I'm damn well not going to listen to evangelical Zionists. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. And to listen to these people, Mike Huckabees, sit there and misquote scripture, knowingly misquote scripture. I'm going to read it to you. I don't have my Bible in front of me. I thought I was going to break it down here. So I hit Gronk, but I know it's true. It's right, I should say. Genesis 12:3. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. I'm going to read again. I will bless those who bless you. Did Genesis say, did Genesis do and say what Huckabee said? If you bless Israel, you will be blessed. I see, this is the problem, Mr. Huckabee. You can't replace words that make you feel better in the Bible. The Bible just says what it is. That's it. Like the real Bible, not the bastardized Bible. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And he was talking about Abraham. He wasn't talking about Israel or the Jews. He's talking about Abraham. Can we have an honest discussion just for a second? I know this is going to get me blasted on social media and hit community notes and blah, blah, blah. I get calls. Why is it that you have, and I have been propagandized to believe the nation that is of Jews, Israel, and I know they have Muslims and Christians, but very few. The nation that hates our God, hates our Savior, talks about him in the Talmud, that people say, well, that's not, you shouldn't use it. Well, no, that's what you use. The Jews use the Talmud. So I'm going to talk about the Talmud. Say that my Savior, your Savior, our Savior, Jesus Christ, is boiling in excrement and semen and urine, and his mother marries a whore and a prostitute. I'm sorry. I don't want friends like that. Don't want it. Sorry. We were formed by those same white settlers I talked about earlier. And I need to add something to that description. They were European, white, Christian settlers, not Judeo-Christian. I don't even know what that means. Christian settlers. And why don't we take pride in who we are? Take pride in our Savior, and don't let people mock and disparage him, to curse him. And why don't we believe in the New Testament? that fulfills the Old Testament for God's chosen people, who are the followers of his Son, called Christians.